The implementation of Kasibulan, the 6 to 12-year-old football grassroots development program. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are, aside from the MOA signing, we shall be opening the floor to questions after the MOA signing, and then we shall have photo ops as well with members of our national teams who are here with us today. But before everything else, I'd like to call on for the welcome remarks the Department of Education Undersecretary for Regional Operations, Yusek Izaldino Rivera.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Araneta, Mr. Tulay, Mr. Dan Palabi, Mr. Richard Boson, Mr. Alvin Carranza, the captain of the Vitas, Captain Bolwariel Benitez, and of course the head coach of the Ascals, Hans Michael Weiss, Dean Ascals, and members of the Ascals team. Welcome to the Department of Education. We are very excited about this MOA signing. Sports and education go hand in hand. Just the other day, my daughter, the other day or last night, you know, when you work in the Department of Education, you lose track of time. But just the other night over dinner, my daughter, who recently joined the Philippine Science Football Club, told me, in very excited tones, that you can learn a lot from sports. I said, yes, that's true. Because, as I was telling Brother Ernie, you won't believe it, but when I was in high school, I was still active in sports. This chest used to be up here. As you grow older, okay, it goes down. Okay. So I told her, yes, you learn a lot from sports. You learn about teamwork, you learn about passion, you learn about excellence. And that's why we are looking forward to this MOA signing. And of course, football is seen all over the country as a sport that we might just excel in. So we welcome all of you this morning in the Department of Education and to this partnership that we will have with all of you. So again, welcome and thank you very much for it.
Thank you very much, Yusek. You did mention we might excel in with partnerships like the DepEd and the PFF. We are sure to excel in it. Thank you very much. And now, to give a brief rationale as to the partnership, please give a big hand to who is presently the Assistant Secretary for Legal and Legislative Affairs and the OIC for School Sports Development Program for the Department of Education. I'd like to call on Asek Tonesito Umali.
Thank you very much. Sometime last February of this year, Mr. Mariano Araneta Jr. met with our Secretary, Brother Armin, to discuss about implementing a grassroots development program for football. I understand when I spoke to Attorney Tulay that last February, the Philippine Football Federation has already launched what we call now the Kasibulan 6 to 12 Football Grassroots Development Program somewhere in Laguna. And they have been doing this as we speak right now nationwide. The main difficulty that our PFF is now encountering is the difficulty in dealing with our local DepEd people, because there's no agreement yet entered into with the central office as to how to manage this football program. So what happens right now is that football associations locally are doing individual efforts to partner with their local DepEd counterpart. So that a few months after the meeting of Brother Armin and Mr. Mariano Araneta, Attorney Tulay, the Secretary General of the PFF, met with me and discussed the possibility of entering into this memorandum of agreement. Exchange of notes happened, and finally we had a final draft where generally PFF in this memorandum of agreement will be partnering with DepEd in implementing a nationwide Kasibulan 6 to 12 football grassroots development program to provide opportunity for every young Filipino 12 years old and below to play and enjoy the game of football. The other responsibilities or expectations that we will that the PFF will do will be explained later by Mr. Araneta, but basically that's the concept of this program. Mga kasama po natin na nandito po ngayon sa bulwagan ng Karunungan, alam po ninyong lahat, kami po talaga dito sa kagawaran ng edukasyon ay talagang po natutuwa at nangyayari po ito. Alam po natin lahat na kung tayo po ay nagpapatupad ng isang programa, atin kung tinitingnan ito, tayo po ay nagdidesisyon kung paano ito ipapatupad ayon sa kung anong uri ng programa po ito. I'll tell you something that you already know. Ang mga programa po natin na ipinapatupad, alam po natin lahat, yan po ay maaaring mahalaga, ngunit hindi pa kaagad dapat gawin o hindi dapat gawin kaagad-agad. Important but not urgent. Mga programa na dapat gawin kaagad-agad, ngunit hindi naman gaano kahalaga. Urgent but not important. At ang panghuli po ay yung mga programa napakalaga at dapat pong gawin hindi lamang kaagad-agad at dapat po yung nasimulan na kahapon pa. Programs that are both important and urgent. Wala pong kaduda-duda na ito pong Kasibulan 6 to 12 Football Grassroots Development Program ay isang programang napakahalaga at dapat na po natin gawin kahapon pa. Kaya po sa ngalan ni kalihim Brother Armin Luisto at Yusek Nino Rivera, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong lahat at malupod po namin muli kayo natanggap dito po sa ating kagawaran ng edukasyon. Maraming po salamat.
Thank you very much, Asa Kumali. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, please give a big hand to Brother Armin Luistro, DepEd Secretary.
Good morning to everyone. This is a very exciting day for the Department of Education. It took a while for us to conceptualize how exactly to ensure that the program will be not only launched, but will also cover as many schools as possible, and ensure that it is nationwide in scope, and thirdly, that it is sustainable. But first of all, let me trace how important this is to the department. I think the first time I heard the word ASCALs was at the time when Philippine sports was riddled with a lot of challenges, a lot of disunity, and a lot of a sense of hopelessness that while individual Filipinos can actually excel in sports, we can never come together and work on a program that will unify the country. The second time I heard about ASCALs was the time when it has been transformed from, in the Filipino vocabulary, as the lowly, unkept dog that you find anywhere, marketplaces, under the bridges, on the streets, and into a source of pride for the country. I remember the time I watched you in the Rizal Memorial Coliseum, and since I live at De La Salle University, I could also watch you from atop at the building without having to pay a ticket. I don't think you realize how much pride, how much joy you give to the nation. Gathering thousands of Filipinos together, cheering for you, is not only a sign of their support for the Ascals team. It is really a source of pride and a source of hope for the whole country. I mean it when I say that the thousands who cheer for you in an actual game is not just thousands. That's actually millions all over the country. You have transformed by sheer dedication and conviction that a simple passion that you want to change the face of Philippine sports. If you are the poster boys and girls of hope and unity for sports in the country, the Department of Education is delighted to welcome and partner with you, because this is not just about sports. This is about being Filipino. This is about giving your best and working together so that other Filipinos, those who cannot belong to elite sports, can also, by way of association, say that you are one of them. In the department, we have many challenges. Some of them don't think of going to school because of poverty, because of malnutrition, and many other challenges beyond their control. Part of our hope is that this partnership will allow you, the Ascals, the Malditas, the teen Ascals, to be, and I use this in a positive term, to be used as poster boys and girls, so that through sports we can bring out-of-school youth and Filipinos who are in danger of leaving school to continue to be, go to school, because the programs that we offer are not just academic, but is very well-rounded and supports their various interests. But I think it requires a change of paradigm. I think in the past, we have a tendency to focus our attention on elite sports. The best, the brightest, we give them the resources, and they're the only ones who can play. They're the only ones who are cheered. And part of the joy that the department has in welcoming you today is because you now are allowing yourselves to encourage and support your peers. And they are nameless, they are faceless. I have a confession to make. When I was in grade 6 in De La Salle Park, I had 1 minute of glory. I was the smallest in my class. All my classmates were so much stronger than myself. I was pushed to join a football game because there was no other. And maybe God struck me with lightning. And at one point, I made 1 goal. I was able to surpass the taller ones. Maybe I went under their feet. I was able to make 1 goal that made my class win. At the end of the game, they put me on their shoulders, they cheered, but that was 1 minute of glory. After that, they forgot about me. I never made a 2nd goal. But part of the problem was our sports program was very much was very much focused on those who already are experts, those who already are the top of the line. And we never really had a program that just allows everyone to enjoy just the game. And there were a lot of, there was only one, there were only two football fields, and while there were many other coconut trees around, only the best players were allowed to handle a ball. Part of my great joy in the Kasibulan program is it's a grassroots program. It is for every Filipino boy and girl to enjoy football. Notwithstanding that there are challenges with respect to facilities, it is the right of every Filipino to enjoy the game. And my hope and prayer is that as you participate and become role models for our young people, you will also bring and share with them the sense of hope, the sense of pride, and the sense of joy that you find in your sports. I'd like to thank Philippine Football Federation, PAGCOR. They have committed 20 million to this grassroots program. This is the beginning, and I think we will be able to work very closely with you on this program to ensure that what you have invested in would mean so much more to many. We have at least 20 million students in our 46,000 public schools. And if you can just imagine that every time you play, they look at you. They see you as role models. And I think you have a lot to share with them by just being the best in your particular field of expertise. Thank you very much for bringing back hope in the country, being a source of unity, and the department will continue to support you, cheer for you, and work together with you for the country. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Brother Armin Luis, DepEd Secretary, football lover, football supporter, and one-time Lasadiba star striker. Now, let's hear from our one-time star striker from the PFF, our PFF President, Mr. Mariano V. Araneta, Jr.
That's what Brother Armin was saying. Football, he had a one-shot glory when he was playing. I am a product of the public school system. I had my elementary education in Barotac Nuevo Elementary School. And that's why, in Barotac, football is like religion. And that's why after every school day, at the end of the school day, we play football. We play football first before we do our homework. Because that time, I think, our elementary school didn't have really a large football field. We had patches of small fields actually, and that's where we were playing, 7-a-side, 5-a-side, and that's where we honed up our football skills, and that helped me to become a player with the national team later. I played for the national team for 9 years, and the skills that I got when I was playing in the elementary school really helped me a lot. That's why I'm so happy that we are today signing this agreement with the Department of Education, and I think to partner with them in the implementation of our grassroots program for the 6 to 12 years old kids. And these are the elementary school students in the public schools. We have a lot of students in the public schools. That's why when Chairman Nugiat of PAGCOR helped us with the Kasibulan, I asked Chairman Nugiat if I can touch base with Brother Armin, because we felt that the success of our Kasibulan project lies in the partnership with the Department of Education. And I'm so glad that the brother Armin has agreed to partner with the PFF in the implementation of our Kasibulan. We will teach the teachers to be coaches. We will teach the players in the elementary schools whether to enjoy and play football, which I think is the sport that we have a chance of competing with the rest of the world. We have seen recently the champion of the EuroLeague, sorry for Germany, Spain, which their size is like the Filipinos, and we have heard, probably we have read in the newspaper recently also, that one of the Filipinos has been accepted to be part of the Barcelona football school in Barcelona, Spain. So that is one challenge that we have to impart on the Filipino public school students, that one day they can be part of Barcelona, or be part of Chelsea, or any other clubs in the world. In Africa, or in other continents like South America, they start football at a very young age, and that's why you can see a lot of African players now playing in the English Premier League, in the Bundesliga, because I think they have a challenge. I mean, their future is in football. That is what we have to impart to the football, to the students in the elementary level, that they have a chance to compete with the rich kids in football, because football is for everyone. It's for the rich or the poor, and this is one vehicle that that can help them get out of poverty. I think football is a vehicle. It's a very big vehicle for that, and we have seen how football is growing the world, how football is being played in the world. And it's a very popular sport, not only in Europe or in Asia, but in the rest of the world. Except for the Philippines, probably in Asia, it's the number one sport. So, and we want to develop that football will be later on become the number one sport in the Philippines. So we are very thankful with the Department of Education for helping us realize this dream for football to be number one in the Philippines later on. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Araneta. And well, before we go on, we are going to show you a 1-minute video teaser of the Kasibulan project. And right after that teaser, we will be hearing from our PFF National Grassroots Officer to give us a brief background on the Kasibulan project. That will be Mr. Aquilino Pastoral. Ladies and gentlemen, please watch the screen. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go on, of course, we have to thank Backcourt for helping us out with that. And Now it's the turn of Mr. Aquilino Aque Pastoral, our PFF National Grassroots Officer, to give a brief background on the Kasibulan Football Grassroots Development Program.
Good morning, Asek Tumali, Honorable Rivera, Brother Armin Ministro, Deputy Secretary, our President, Mariano Araneta, our General Secretary, Attorney Roland Gulay, Team Manager for ASCOS, Mr. Dan Palami, and our Coach, Michael White. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to present the grassroots program of the Philippine Football Federation, the Kasibulan. Okay. So first, we go to the grassroots philosophy. Our philosophy in the Philippines that we developed from FIFA, okay, is to develop football in every environment in the Philippines for children.